Hello, beautiful people. This video is about technical debt and how to manage it. Technical debt is actually like credit card debt. It can be used to help you with things in the moment, but eventually you're going to pay interest on it. The real opportunity here is learning how to be able to understand that, how to be able to manage it, and how to be able to leverage it, and how to make sure that it doesn't bankrupt your project. Hi, I'm Jennifer Kenny. I'm best-selling author of The Innovation Mindset and award-winning author of 100% Capacity. I help leaders deliver high-value outcomes in fast-moving, complex, adaptive technical projects. Today I'm going to break down what technical debt really is, how to manage it, how to leverage it, how to think about it, how to get organized around it, and how to have it not destroy your project. Technical debt is actually a term that was coined by Wayne Cunningham in 1992. And what it really points to is the decisions that we make that incur debt for us as we look to be able to deliver value on a project and make our project deadlines. Now, as with all debt, it has both leverage opportunity and risk. And so what I want to talk about in this video is how you understand those and how you balance those. By definition, it is the additional work caused by choosing an easy, quick solution instead of a better, more time-consuming one. Now, sometimes you just need to choose the easy, quick solutions because if you're developing something and you want to be able to make a fix that will allow you to be able to move to the next level of development in your project and you don't have a whole team ready to be able to do that development work, but you found a workaround, you might want to be able to leverage that to be able to keep moving with your project, knowing that you're probably going to have to come back and deal with it. So technical debt is not always bad. Sometimes it's a very strategic choice and a very strategic decision that you make. What I want to talk about is how to help you position yourself to have those decisions be strategic and not be knee-jerk, and how to be able to manage that debt over the duration of the project. The reason why technical debt matters and why we talk about it so much is that McKinsey has stated that companies can lose 20 to 40% of their development capacity to unaddressed technical debt. So if you're going to take on tech debt, you really need to manage it the same way you'd manage your credit card debt. Don't stick your head in the sand and be an ostrich about it, but figure out how to incorporate that management as an integral part of your project. If it's overused or over-leveraged, it can slow innovation, raise costs, and increase the number of defects. So there are three types of technical debt as you start dropping in and paying more attention to it, which I strongly encourage you to do. There are three types. The first one is deliberate, that we knowingly take on because it's strategically relevant for us at the time and it's important for us in terms of a deliverable we're looking to do, a demo we're looking to make, a decision that we want to come back to because we know by moving forward we're going to be able to understand the technology better and we're going to be able to understand the capability of our team better. Sometimes we'll make a choice to get into debt in those sort of circumstances. The other one is accidental, where it is due to lack of skill, or it is due to an oversight on behalf of someone on the project, or maybe you as the project lead, or whether it is due to changing requirements. Now, as I've talked about in other videos, the concept of requirements is a big risk for us, because if we think that our customers understand exactly what it is that they're looking for and that they can define requirements for us on a one and done basis, then we are setting ourselves up to fail and also incur technical debt. The two can kind of go hand in hand sometimes. The other element of technical debt, the third element of technical debt, is bit rot, which is basically code and systems that degrade over time. They lose their usefulness, or we've moved on to new technologies, or we've moved on to new ways of doing things, or we've learned something from some development that we've done in the future that makes what it is that we did in the past obsolete. The management of that becomes progressively more important as we work through the project. What you'll begin to see is if you start thinking of your technical debt in these three ways, so deliberate, accidental, and bit rot, you will begin to start building almost a risk register of the amount of technical debt that you are incurring over time. Some of the technical debt, if you can get smart about it, can get wiped out as you move forward with the project. So if you're making a strategic decision, the decision needs to be made with your lead engineers and your department heads, where you're taking on and incurring a certain amount of tech debt, but you anticipate you'll be able to wipe it out with some of the work that you're planning on doing in future sprints in the project. So the best way to manage your technical debt is step number one, recognize it. Recognize what type of debt it is. Recognize that you have, as the project lead, you have the declarative authority to knowingly take on tech debt in design conversations with your tech leads and your lead engineers. But when you do that, know that you are incurring risk. Make sure that when you do it, you are keeping a log of the debt that you are building into the project over time. There's absolutely no point in making your final deadline and handing your work over to, say, the commercial development team and recognizing that that is coming with a ton of band-aids, a ton of tech debt that you have now handed over to them. As you start thinking about the long-term value of what it is that you're building and the long-term impact to your customers, you've got to start thinking about how it is that you manage your debt. With your debt register, what you can do is you can begin to think about it like a credit card, which is actually a reasonably good metaphor for this, is you can begin to think about it as the repayments that you need to make to your tech debt. Where it differs from a credit card is sometimes by moving things forward, I can learn or create new pieces of tech that will wipe out some of the tech debt I made in the beginning. Unfortunately, credit card debt doesn't actually work like that. So with tech debt, as you build your debt register, it puts you in a position where you can begin to prioritize repayment. The repayment for tech debt is fortunately a little bit different than the repayment for credit card debt. Sometimes on projects, as you move a project forward and you understand the technology better, particularly highly complex technology, what you will recognize is that you are able to eliminate some of the debt based on some of the new tech that you've built. That's absolutely fantastic. Same thing doesn't work for credit card debt, so don't be looking for it in that space. The other thing that you can do is you can set thresholds for what are acceptable debt levels. So as you build an understanding of the capability and sophistication of your team, as you build an understanding of the capability and sophistication of your customers and your stakeholders, and you see how effective that trust relationship is, and you see how well you're able to co-invent with your customers and design with your customers and be agile with your customers. And I'm not talking about just agile development, software development. I'm talking about agility in terms of ability to be able to move with changing requirements and evolving scope. So as you start really understanding that, what you can also do is you can begin to see how much tech debt you can realistically carry. Now, one of the things to look at with that is also, who is this technology going to? Is it going to an internal customer? Is it going to be an integral part of some other technology that your company is building? Is it going to be an integral part of other technology that your company is building that is going to be sold to an external customer? Does it move through another phase of development after you are finished with it? So all of those can factor into how much tech debt you are comfortable carrying. Many times that rests with the project lead, because what happens there is you're the one who comes in with almost a proposal, both for your internal customers and also for your customers that you are going to be handing off technology to, or for the external customers that you're looking to sell a finished product to. So as you understand that, you can begin to see how it is that you are actually going to set a threshold. You'll come in with a preliminary one, people will negotiate and discuss with it, your CFO will probably weigh in, so will your head of product, so will your CTO, and you'll begin to actually establish some standards for what is an acceptable level of tech debt to hold on a project depending on the duration of the project over a period of time. Refactoring tech debt is super important because it has this double value. One is it allows you to be able to build a current understanding amongst the team as to what the tech debt is, what form it's taking, whether or not it's strategic, what category it falls into, whether it's deliberate, accidental, or it's bit rot. And what you can begin to do is, as you understand that better, you begin to factor in how do you refactor that debt so that you are potentially reducing it over time, but you're staying current with the impact of it over time. So I've worked on plenty of projects that are using Jira as a task tracking tool. And what you'll see is that a lot of the perceived tech debt can actually exist in tasks in Jira that are redundant or that have expired or that have kind of timed out, and because someone has moved on and found a better way of delivering that value to the project. So part of your tech debt is also managing your task registers, if you keep them, or managing your commitment registers, which I hope you're also keeping, and seeing how they can actually contribute to reducing what is perceived or what could be perceived as tech debt overall for the project. As you do all of that and you start getting organized around your debt, the most important thing, I believe, is to learn how to get really good at negotiating. And by that I mean that you're trying to balance now debt that you're carrying on the project with your ability to be able to engage with your customers as the scope shifts and changes. So negotiating with your customers, and I don't mean I'll do this if you do that, I'll reduce tech debt if you do that. I don't mean that level of naive negotiation. What I'm talking about is a level of understanding of the debt the project is carrying and the level of success the project can produce, and how you are looking to balance both of those. So many times customers don't understand what tech debt is or what it means. Part of your project process in here is to help educate them so that they understand the health of the project overall and the work that you're doing to try and balance that between bringing value to them, delivering value for the company, and delivering realistic success for the project. If this has helped you and you found it valuable, I have another video on the subject, which is what technical debt is and how it's measured. That'll help build out your understanding of this. And as you start looking to manage it, let me know how it goes for you. Give me a thumbs up if this video is valuable for you. Subscribe if you want more of this content. And I wish you the very best of luck with your projects and your tech debt. Take care.